not touching anything. I'm staying away from the screen. I'm not even. Hey, there you are.
There we go. There we
I know.
go. A little technical difficulties there. It's all good.
Yeah, I make tech for a living, and I can't figure out how to work Facebook.
It's all good.
Not
It's
sure
all
what the
good.
heck
It's all
that
good.
is.
All good. All
So
good.
how are
All
you
good.
today?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, man. I'm doing wonderful. Life is good. Helping people. And
Great.
after this, go on a date with my queen. We're good, man.
Nice,
Good.
nice. And what are the plans? Where are you guys going?
We don't know. We literally the
Fly
last
by the
five
seat of your
minutes, we're like,
pants.
we'll just start driving down the road and we'll find a place and we'll just start talking and chatting and eating. That's it. So we'll
Nice,
figure it
nice.
out.
Sorry about the first go around there. I don't even know what the heck happened at this point. I'm like, why did I just
No,
drop in the middle of it?
it's all good.
But
All good.
so the reason that I really wanted to have you on, other than I love talking to you, I'll steal 20 minutes with you if I can, is I wanted to talk to you about coaching, right?
Okay.
So you and I have had this discussion before. I was very, very hesitant to do it. Like, hey, Aaron, how's it going? Jeremy, Mary Lou, a whole bunch of people. But I was very hesitant to do it. Like you and I had talked a couple of years back, and I was like, coaching. I don't really think I need that. And it kind of took a big move for me to hop in and actually say, okay, I want somebody to coach me. Hey, Katie, how's it going? Uh, to jump in and say, I need coaching.
Mhm.
So first, what made you? When did you make that leap? When did you start saying, I need somebody to coach me? Uh, you know, I need somebody to start influencing me.
Yeah, I mean, like I've always known that coaching was beneficial. I just watched the greats at every sport, at every profession, at every line of work, and all the greats had one thing in common. Whether it was when I was on the WTA and ATP tour, or it was in business, or even in school, they were all coached. So I knew that like I always said, wait a minute, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time, and he has a coach, Phil Jackson. Roger Federer. There was actually a time when I was on the tour, and Roger didn't have a coach for about 2 months, but I was like, Roger Federer is doing things that no other tennis player has ever done. So why does he need a coach? And his coach was not a better player than him. It's because we could see so many of the issues in people, but we can't see them in ourselves. And the people that are great only want to be greater. The the
Right.
the true greats want to be greater, and you will take any edge, any anything I can get to make me better. I'm going to use. So I've always believed in coaching. The key is, what did I need to be coached on? Okay, and so I have found different people for different areas of my life that I need to be coached on, um, and and I've just become that for many people as well. I just have a lot of different experiences. I'm in business, but business is not my life. Business is a part of my life. Um, I use business to be able to uh, basically create the lifestyle and the family interaction and investment that I want. And I've used business to buy back a lot of my time. And as I build businesses, I lose my time again, right? And then I need coaches to help me say, oh my gosh, you just took this business to this level. Crap, I'm now in the business again. Okay, hey, coach, help me get out of the business. Okay, and so yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. So I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I'm a business owner, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, and I take all those roles super seriously. So if I want to be great at all of them, I'm not interested in being good at one thing. I'm interested in being great at everything that I care for. So I need coaches. That's it.
Right. So, what influence, like now that you're coaching and you're coaching large numbers of people, um, what influence does your coach have on what you're coaching now, coaches have
Yeah.
on the things that you're coaching right now? Like, how does it affect it? Like, how does that work for you?
I can't see. It's very difficult when you're in it. Like people say, "Oh my gosh, look at what you're doing in healthcare. Look what you're doing here." But like I, it's very difficult for me to have a bird's eye view on what it is that I'm doing. I'm in the moment of doing something that I'm doing. Like I'm not thinking of what it's doing for healthcare or this or that. I'm just doing what I do. Right? Like right now, I'm spending time with Ray.
Right.
That's it. And then after this, I'll go and I'll spend time with Carrie. And earlier today, I spent time with 10 different people. And that's really it. So the thing is, what coaches do for me is I have one coach that gives me a bird's eye view on my entire business. And then I have another coach that gives me help with how I'm delivering my message and how I'm putting myself out there and what other ways I can distribute my message to people. I have a coach that helps me strictly with my finances and keeping me financially competent and how I could make these businesses work in my favor instead of working against me, aka beat the tax man. Right? I have a coach. I have a coach that understands my other businesses where I am basically running these businesses remotely. And I need to be able to, become a leader and stay an effective leader, but do it all remotely. There's just so many different aspects of my life. And then now I have a mentor, which really is my first real mentor that understands that, look, here's the deal. I don't really care how much money I make. At this point, I'm set pretty much for life. And that's been the case for 2 years. I'm pretty good. But I do realize that I have a certain unique set of experiences. I have gifts that can help a lot of people, but I don't want to help them sacrificing my family. So help me figure this out, right? Because I feel this pull towards the people, but I feel this pull towards my family, and I don't want my family to ever hate the people for them taking up my time with them. So coach, help me. So yeah, so that's what I have. I just have different problems, just like everybody else, and I have coaches for helping me solve those problems.
Right, and I love that idea that you have people that are specialized in each aspect, so that you look to different people for different things. Somebody that is great at one thing, finance might not be great at getting your message out. Right. So you have to look to different people for different things. How do you put your team of coaches together? Like how did that happen, or was it just happenstance?
No, it's me in a constant state of learning, and so here's where I'm at today. Okay, how I do it today is a little bit different than how I did it 6-7 years ago. But today I am an avid learner. I'm constantly looking for new things to learn, new things to absorb and digest and whatnot. If I hear something from someone and they resonate with me, I can feel it. Whether it's through a book, whether it's someone speaking on a stage, whether it's me being someone referring another person to me. Basically, what I do is I will tell that coach or that person that I want to coach me, here's the deal. Money's not an issue for me anymore. How can I get into your life? I don't want to just look, give me a day of your time. What's it going to cost? $10,000, $5,000, $15,000? Give me a day of your time, and I want to be able to pick your brain on this situation. Trust me. I don't want you to hold my hand. I don't want to call you every minute. I really don't even want to call you. I just want a day of your time to be able to figure out, what am I missing? Hey, just look, this is what I'm doing. Is there anything that you think I'm missing? Man, I think you're doing everything good. Okay, cool. All right, what do I need to pay for that? Because time is everything to me. I need to learn it as fast as I can. I want it for my particular situation, and I'm willing to pay whatever I need to pay in order to get that.
Right. What advice do you have for somebody that might not be in that situation, that might not have the money to walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, I want you to be my coach. Like, what do I need to do to get part of your time?"
Well,
Uh,
I think most people have access to money. It just might not be worth it for you. You might not have the value in it. So if like time is very important to me. It's been important to me for a long time. So I was paying coaches when I didn't have the money. Okay. So the first thing you have to say to yourself is how valuable is time? If time is not that valuable to you, honestly, like there's some great news. There's this thing called YouTube and there's podcasts and you can learn so many amazing things from those platforms. You might waste hours upon hours on information that you really didn't need to propel you to the next step. But if time is not a big deal to you, then honestly, you can get stuff for free. Shoot, for me, I got like 800 and like, I think it's like 870 videos or something like that on YouTube. I got like 500 podcasts episodes. And not just me. There's so many other people out there that are very knowledgeable in their line of work that have it. But even when I didn't have money, time was very valuable to me. So I borrowed money in order to learn the thing that I needed to learn because I did not want to spend unnecessary time mastering the thing that I needed to do to propel myself forward. So going back to your question, I think the question needs to be reframed for those that are listening. How valuable is time to you? If it's not extremely valuable, then go ahead and find free resources of the person that you want to work with. If it's kind of valuable, but it's not too valuable, then go ahead and like see if that person has a book. If you learn better through audio and through watching someone, go see if that person has a course. And then if your time is super, super, super valuable, see if you can buy that person's time or get into that person's life. Usually it's going to cost money, but it has to do more with your time. That's it.
right. Well, times, we only have so much of it. There's
Right.
only so much in a day, and you're trying to squeeze as much as you can out of it.
That's the only thing that I can't get back. So you got to
Right.
understand this, Ray. I was struggling with some serious health problems about 8 years ago. Okay. And when you are, flat on your ass and your wife thinks you're dead and you come to consciousness and there's just people screaming, 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 screaming. And I just see people all around me and ambulance and this and that and whatnot. Like I just have a bit more urgency than most people. I'm going to be 42 next week. I don't know if I have another week left. You see, like for me, there's urgency that most people don't have. Most people are just like, look, I can take my time. I can take my time. I can take my time. And that's totally fine. Maybe if that never happened to me, maybe I wouldn't behave the way that I do. Maybe I wouldn't operate the way that I do. Like this year, I've spent over $180,000 on coaching. I realize I have the most incredible opportunity in front of me today. And I'm not trying to take 20 years to do it. I'm trying to do it in 5, right? And so
Right.
I'm willing to spend a crap load of money in order to figure out how do I do this. And then on top of it, I don't know how much time I have left. And I took my kids out of school so we could spend as much time with each other. Like I literally am living my life like I'm going to die next week. Like that's how I live my life. That's probably why I get more stuff done than everybody else. I respect my time more than others. That's just it. I spend the money. I do whatever I need to do. And I'm not saying other people have to do that. I'm just saying you just have to decide how valuable time is. You have all the time in the world, take your time. If you believe you have take your time. Read books, go on YouTube, just do whatever you got to do. And by the way, all that stuff's going to help.
Right.
It is going to help.
Right.
It's just how urgent is your situation. That's really it.
Okay, so any tips for picking a coach? Like, what do you look for in a coach? Not, what are the qualities that you look for in a coach, and how do you go about deciding if somebody's right for you? I know you said they kind of speak to you, whether it be, if you listen to them on stage, if you're, reading a book, it kind of just speaks to you.
Yeah.
Is there any criteria other than that you use for like selecting a coach?
Yeah. I mean, like I think we all have. I think we have this God-given intuition, and besides me doing lots of just research on the person, I think that you have to use your intuition as well. For me, and I think for many of us, and I'm going to throw this question back to you. It's like, do I want to be able to turn the movement that like I'm currently a part of into a $50 million movement by any means necessary? No, no. So I got to be honest with you. There are some people that are like, Greg, I can help you, but I watch what they do and I watch the fruit in their life, and I want none of that. And so to me, you can kind of feel it. I can feel people's energy. I can feel people's intentions, especially when I get around people. I can tell if you're full of shit. I can tell if you've done things by any means necessary. For me, I look at the fruit in your life, and and I mean that's just me. Like to me, that's really important. So, like I say, wow, you've done this and you've done that, but I'm like, wow, look at the cost, and look at how many people they hurt along the way.
Right.
So like that's a big deal to me as well, because the instruction you're going to give me, I'm not going to take it. So I look at the
Right.
fruit in your life as well. I ask other people about the person. So what do you think of this guy? What do you think of this lady? You know? And so yeah, that's some of the stuff that I use. That's the reason, and by the way, Ray, like that's one of the reasons why I understand how hard it is to find coaches, like good coaches. And I also realize that my situation is a little bit complicated because of how I coach others. Because I know that there's lots of good people out there. They're good in their field, but their morals and their values don't line up with the students. And I know it's tough. And so I realize that I have a unique gift in that, like, I've worked on getting good at quite a few things, not just one thing. And I also know that not for everyone, but for some people, the way that I have conducted my life and how I've built what I've built is in line with a lot of the people that work with me. So they're not just impressed with what I've done, it's how I've done it. And I think that's what attracts people towards me. And that's what attracts me towards the people that I hire for coaching as well.
What effect have your past coaching and the fruits of your previous labors had on your current coaching? Like, I see the people that, were an SSPT, from the beginning, and I see how they've kind of moved within your organization, and they're helping to coach people now.
Right.
So what effect does that have on your current state of affairs, like the coaching that you have done in the past and probably still ongoing? I'm sure.
Yeah.
What effect does that have on the new people that are coming to you? Like
It has allowed my businesses to scale with very little issues. Here, I'll explain. It's allowed my businesses to scale with very little issues. So I hire from within. Like all of my hiring is done from within. I treat my businesses like the mafia. Like that's it. You start off as junior boss. You start, and then you work your way up. So because everything for me is about culture, right? So I like let's take like a Alex Engar or Will Boyd, right? These are young guys in PT school, knowing that, hey, you know what? There's I'm not feeling good about the way that I've been taught. Okay, I take those guys under my belt, right? 3 years ago or whatever, right? And I take care of those guys. Those guys have pretty liberal contact with me, right? And they've had that for quite a few years, right? They know the level of care that I have given them. Chanel Yoder, Joseph Gugi, Casey Coleman, Kyle Rice, um, Kevin DeGroat, right? These people are people that were coached by me, and they know that there's a certain level of care that I give to my clientele. So I would rather train them on the things that they're going to need to know to help solve the problems for the people that like want to be coached by me but can't because of how busy I am now. And I know that more importantly, they are going to adopt the culture of what I've done and why they have fallen in love with working with me. So what has happened is that my programs, whether it's at my clinics or it's with what I'm doing as a business coach or with what I have done with my virtual staffing agency, like they're all growing, and they're growing very fast without lots of issues because I hire from within. And the people know that, look, there's a certain way that you have to take care of people. If you're going to work with Greg, there's a certain way that you're going to have to treat people. You're going to have to be a man or a woman of your word. And if you're not, then you got to get out. and so to be honest with you, like people think, oh my gosh, like how hard is it to work for it? It really isn't hard. It's just, I ask them, treat the people the way that I treated you, and you loved it. So treat them the same way. That's it. So sometimes they might bother you at 10 o'clock at night. All right. Well, if you're up, answer it. Sometimes they might ask for stuff on the weekend. Hey, if you're available, answer it. Right. Like, and they know, everybody knows that if you stay in his organization, he grows and he scales fast. And I just continue to move the people up. So I only hire from within.
Awesome. I love the golden rule. The golden rule is,
it's so damn simple. It really is. Right. It's so simple. It's so clear. It's so simple to do, but it's just so simple not to do. Because the other way is maybe faster, but it's reckless. And it's not built on a solid foundation. That's it.
Right. So I hope you don't mind me going here. So you do a lot of devotionals, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I mean, I kind of know the answer to this question, but the impact that has on everything that you do, the way that you interact with people, the way that you bring them along, the way that you bring them in with you, what impact does that daily devotion have on it?
Okay, so here's the deal. Yeah. So the deal is that the daily devotion is the end result. The coaching is just a mask.
Okay.
I'm on this earth to be a servant for Christ. I'm on this earth to be to basically help save the lost. That is my purpose. That's at least, again, that's just my beliefs and my mission.
Right.
I'm just using my business success as a way to do it. It's just a mask. That's all it is. So people come in, they work with me. They only work with me because I'm rich and I'm good in business. And they're like, I want to be like that guy. I want to do what that guy does. And that's fine. And that's totally okay. It's no different than a football player that plays for the New England Patriots. People like him because he throws a football great and he wins. Now, he has a platform just like I do. He might have a bigger platform. I don't know what he does with it. I know what I do with mine. The truth is that I have influence initially because of my business acumen. Now, since I have influence, it makes sense for someone like me to push his agenda. My agenda happens to be my devotionals. My agenda happens to be when I was at my lowest point in my life, I didn't turn to Ray. I couldn't turn to David. I couldn't turn to any of those people. I turned to my God.
Right. That's the only thing that's there.
Right. And I don't know if anybody's ever been drunk. You ever been drunk and next morning you wake up, you're at the toilet, you're throwing up. You're like, oh my God, God, please make this stop. Make this stop. Make this stop. I promise. Okay. Well, for me, when I was on my last straw with my health, I made a deal with God at that point that if you give me another shot not to leave this earth in my mid 30s, I promise I'll do more with what you've given me. I promise I will do more. So I'm just holding my end of the deal. He gave me another shot. He gave me a second chance. And I'm just relentless about it. And I think because I am relentless about it, I understand that it can be polarizing. And that's fine. And that's okay. But I have decided to build an organization where I'm not going to take money from anyone. I'm not going to be bought out by anyone. I'm not going to create any deals with anyone that doesn't understand that this is my main mission. And that's it. And that's it.
That's awesome.
And it's a great thing. And other people are seeing it and other people are watching it. And my students are inspired by it. And they're like, well, I don't feel that strongly about but you know what, man, I realized you can just do this thing on your own. And it's basically empowering people all across the country, all across the world, really.
Right, right. And the trickle down effect is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. The trickle down effect of the culture is, to me, what is the most amazing thing about the whole thing, that there's a bunch of people that support one another,
Right.
that are always there, that have one another's back, that that can be, theoretically, should be competition for one another. Like
Right.
Katie. I love Katie.
Yeah.
Katie owns Hino. I'm building my own EMR.
Yeah.
I love Katie. I want to
Katie's
help her any
amazing.
way that I can.
I mean, Katie's amazing. I mean, Katie is helping so many people. You're helping people. You help Katie. Katie helps you. Again, the only reason why people feel as though there's competition is because they're not empowered and they have a massive ego. That's all it is. Like, there are so many healthcare professionals out there that need all of your different services and products. But most people are just super lazy and they don't want to put into work and the effort to go and find the people that they can serve. They're just lazy. That's all it is. They're lazy. And the people that aren't lazy understand that I know for me, I can't help there's just no way. People are like, Greg says he's just getting started. I say that because I am. I'm just getting started. You know how many people there are out, like how many broken, totally clueless healthcare professionals are there right now that are just doing the same daily grind and have absolutely no freaking clue that this world exists. They have no clue. Like that. I can't help it. I don't want to do that. Well, see, I'm not lazy. So I know that there are so many people out there that need what I have that I could never help all of them. I know that if I was to do what I needed to do, I know that eventually I could have a football stadium worth of people for an SSPT Live.
Right, right. And I mean, well, naturally, I'm there. I'm part of it. I see, everything that's kind of going on, and the way that the culture is and how it's totally different. Like the group, the event, and it's amazing to watch people, like when I watch people come to the event that haven't seen it before,
Right.
and just to see their reaction to how people interact. Like David was one. He came, and he was just absolutely blown away.
Which David are you talking about? Who's that? David Herzberg?
Herzberg. Yep.
Yeah, David Herzberg's a freaking beast. He's guy's amazing. The guy's amazing. He was actually just here this past weekend too. He's so awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love him.
I love him too. Yeah. Well, and he was with David Bailiff.
Yeah, with David Bailiff,
So,
he's amazing as well. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but just to see how people see that people care about one another there, and they embrace one another, and that culture kind of comes from your coaching. So the caring about one another, that golden rule that we were just talking about, how do you create that culture? Like, because there are a lot of people out there that are trying to do this, right? That are trying to create this culture and this family relationship that 500, 600 people now have. How how is it that you are able to coach people on this culture and get them to assimilate your culture as their own?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like people do what they feel like doing. And I know that I feel like helping people in a way that feels good to me and to them. This is not like like I don't have a system for that. I just want to take care of people in the same way I want to be taken care of. I don't want anyone to look at me and to prejudge me because of the color of my skin or because of my nationality or because of anything else. That's it. Why? So why? Because I've felt what that feels like on the other side. That's it. Let's not make this thing any more complicated. All I've done is treat people in a way that I want to be treated. That's it. I'm not going to judge people that they don't know things about business or marketing or this or that. Once upon a time, I didn't know anything either. So I'm not going to look down on anyone. I'm not getting my self-worth and feeling good about myself through any of you. Like I get that from the home. Like I'm fine. Like I am here to help, but I want people to feel good. So that's it. So I just feel like that's how I've trained and how I have just taken care of every single student. And whether it's 500 or 600 or whatever the heck it is now, or it's 20, it doesn't matter. Just treat people good. Like that's it. Here, yesterday, Ray, I was out with my daughter before I started my day of coaching calls at 9 o'clock. My daughter and I went out to the beach, right? And we're walking on the beach, and I, like just wave at people, and about 8 out of 10 people don't wave back at me, but 2 out of 10 do. And my daughter's like, "Daddy, do you ever get like hurt or offended when people don't wave back at you?" I was like, "No, no." I was like, "Here, watch this, babe. Just watch this, watch this, watch this." So next person comes up, I wave at them, right? And the person's kind of like, right? And then I said, "Watch this." I said, "Go ahead and turn around." When that person went by, the next person that crossed that person waved at them. I was like, "See, it works." It works. I was like, it works. It works. I was like, look, people, people, unfortunately, we're in a world where everybody's a super skeptic because people haven't worked on themselves, right? And they're doing stuff. Yeah, they're putting stuff on Facebook or on Instagram or this and that, but they're doing it for their ego. Oh my gosh, I'm doing it for the likes. I'm doing it for the comments. Listen, man, I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I want to help people. Now, do I end up getting like a lot of the other great byproducts, with it? Yeah, I do. But I didn't always. It didn't matter. I just trained people the way that I did it. Like, that's it. I just trained people the way that I did it. And it's like, look, if you want to do it my way, this is how you do it. If you don't want to do it my way, that's totally fine. Like, whatever. But it looks like most people want to do it my way because it feels good. It feels good. Not just feels good to who they're doing it to, but it feels good to them. Now, Ray, don't you have a kid?
Yeah, I have 3.
You have 3. Okay. So
Yep.
so let me ask you something. When the birthdays come around, like doesn't it feel good when you give them a gift?
Oh, absolutely.
It feels amazing, right? Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's y'all, this is no rocket science here. It feels good to give people and see people happy because of something that you did. That's it. That's it. So if you like that feeling, like I like that feeling, then I just find other people that are willing to be coached that like that feeling. So as you're giving and as you're helping people and as you're serving them, you actually feel good. Now, there's lots of people that they're like, I'm giving, I'm serving, I'm helping, and nothing good's happening to me. They don't feel good by giving and serving. Well, those people don't need to work with me. I'm not your guy. Go find some other loser. I that's not me. But if you feel good like I do when you serve and you give, then I'll show you how I did it. Because while I did all that and the money wasn't there, I felt just as good as I feel today.
Right. Right. And honestly, that it's got to come from. I love what you just said. It has to come from that point. It has to come from the point of you just love it. You love it
I
because there are
do.
going to
I
be
love it.
times that things suck. Like that things suck. They're just not fun. They're not good sometimes. Things aren't going the way you want. And to persevere, you have to have that passion. You have to have that love for what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you really do. I mean, you have to have either a love for what you're doing, or you have to have a love for your current situation. And so, like, there are times I want to tell y'all, it's not like every single day I went to work, I'm like, oh my gosh, what a great day. It's amazing, amazing. But like, and I even said this to one of my students yesterday, I think I just have a little bit more perspective than most. And what I mean by that is, like, look, I'm from a third world country. Okay. There's a certain perspective that I have on just how amazing things are in the United States of America. Okay. It's just certain perspective, right? The fact that I can even open up a business at the age of 27, it's just like, man, what an opportunity. How amazing is that? Right? Okay. And then, like, even days where we were broke at the clinic and I was going through just lots of financial, I was just like, wow, I actually have a clinic. How freaking cool is that? There's just,
Right.
I don't know, there's a certain perspective, that like I never, and then like even today, it's not like every day is easy to do this stuff, but I'm just like, hey, wait a minute. All these people want to be coached by me. How freaking cool is that? Right here. Can I give you a story? Like yesterday I
Absolutely.
was in such an amazing state of gratitude. Let me tell you what happened. So one of my PTAs that used to work with me, she left a year and a half ago. Um, she married her college sweetheart, who came back into her life, and they moved to Atlanta. And I was so sad to lose her. She had been working with me for 4.5 years. She called me yesterday. Now, Carolyn never, like, she doesn't just call me, and she knows how busy I am, right? She doesn't call me. So I knew something was up. And I was finishing up a call with a student, and I said, I'm going to call her back. So I called her back real quick. I was like, yo, what's up? Are you okay? So, initially I'm scared. I'm like, oh my gosh, did somebody die or, whatnot? She's like, no, I just got to tell you something. I got to tell you something that just happened. She's like, so, Greg, I've been a stay-at-home, wife and now mom for the last, like year and a half. And now I'm going back into the workforce, but it's been hard. She's like, in Atlanta, there's just not a lot of jobs for PTAs. So she's like, I put out 26 resumes, and I got a call from this lady named Carrie. She's like, do you know this person? I was like, she told me the person's last name, and I'm not going to say the person's last name on here, but she
Right.
said a person named Carrie. I was like, I don't know I don't think so. I was like, it's definitely not one of my clients, but I feel like maybe I've seen the name on, like, maybe person shared out a live stream of mine. I don't know. And she said that the person called her back and said, look, I don't have a job right now at my clinic, but I saw that on your resume, you had as a reference Greg Todd. She goes, yes. She goes, well, Greg Todd has transformed my practice. And I am part of this organization, and I'm going to get you a job. And she just called me to say, Greg, thank you. Like, no, but it's just freaking amazing. Dude, I'm just grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful for all the opportunities, grateful for people that listen to my message. I'm grateful for the fact that I can hear people, um, like they can feel comfortable enough with me to be able to tell me the pains that they're going through, and I can help solve some of their problems or direct them to other people that can solve their problems. I don't know, man. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. And I just hope people on their journey on whatever they're doing in business, entrepreneurship, just freaking be grateful, man, and stop just being a crybaby. Just be grateful for what you have in front of you, and have gratitude every single day. And don't look at, oh my gosh, there's a drag. Look at, I have the opportunity to change people's lives in a way that I want to change their life. in the way that I want to do it. And that's just an amazing opportunity. And I will never take that for granted, Ray. Never.
Right. And I know a lot of people are grateful for you, and I'm one of those.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It
Appreciate it.
Well, no, I mean, and I've told you this story before, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm still in a tight spot, like
Yeah.
with the development that we have going on, just how crazy the development is, and the development costs. It is just insane. But I feel grateful every morning that I wake up that I'm able to do it,
Yeah.
that I'm able to try to change people's lives, to
Yeah.
try to give somebody their life back, and that's what drives me. That's what
Yeah,
drives
man.
me.
It's just amazing. It's amazing. I mean, look at this right now. Look, like for me, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, we've got multiple people on the live. You're in what state?
Pennsylvania.
You're in Pennsylvania. I'm in Indian Rocks Beach, Florida. I'm grateful for the fact that I can be in Indian Rocks Beach, Florida. You can be in Pennsylvania, and we can have people in different parts of the country listen to a conversation that me and you are having. Like that, so just that right there. Just how amazing is that? It's just amazing. It's
Right.
absolutely amazing. And I think most we sometimes just lack perspective on just how amazing we have it. And how amazing we have to. And by the way, we're doing all that and we're not even having to pay a penny. Facebook's not
Right.
charging you $500 to do this, which they really could. They
Right.
really could, right? Right? Like I'm not charging anything. I really could, but no, we're good. Like, hey, it's just amazing. There's just so much gratitude that I have for so many situations that most people never even like take stock in. They just don't even, they're not even grateful for it. I
Right.
am. I am. So I'm just thankful, man. Thankful.
Same,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat, and I don't. I have one more question that I would really, really like to ask you.
Yeah.
Uh, so there are some people in the group. A lot of people in the group are already know you, already know about you. Um, to somebody that's out there, one of the things you said earlier about whether there's anybody on here or nobody on here, some advice for those people and coaching for those people that are trying to get started but are getting disheartened, like they try to get started but they're running into roadblocks, things are going slow, maybe they're doing this, they're coming on Facebook and they get on and there's nobody there, and they
Right.
do that 2 or 3 times and there's 1, 2, 3 people on their live stream. What advice do you have to give them? What coaching tips do you have to give them that would help somebody through that spot?
Yeah. Yeah. You okay, so before I'm gonna give you two options of an answer I can give. Do you want the sugar coated version or do you want the real hard truth version?
Well, let's do the hard truth version.
Okay, the
Why
hard
would you
truth.
Why would you change now? If it,
Well,
no,
I
no,
mean,
can I change that? I
look.
want to hear the sugar coated version because I've never heard that from you.
Okay, all right. Okay. So the sugar coated version is just hang in there. I hope things will get better for you. Okay, that's a sugar coated version. The hard truth is you don't respect business. You don't respect business because if you did, like, look, I'm not saying that you can't have feelings, but if you're thinking of quitting, that means that you don't respect business. So here's what I mean by that. You go to school for 4 years, at least, to get an undergraduate degree. Probably pay anywhere between $40,000 to $60,000 for that. You then spend another 3.5 years. I'm assuming this group's a lot of physical therapists. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? You spend 3.5 years, most of you well over 6 figures, to learn how to do something at the lowest level of value and do it at the entry level of doing it. Coming out your first day of you being a licensed physical therapist, you freaking suck. And you spend 3.5 years to do it. And throughout the journey, you will say stuff like, man, this test was hard. But you ain't thinking of quitting. You're like, I spent too much money on this. I ain't quitting. I'm just saying it's hard, bro. I'm just saying it's hard. But you don't even think about quitting. You don't even think about it. But you don't respect business. If you respect business in the same way you respect traditional education, we wouldn't be having this issue. But you don't respect it. What you're hoping is business can get you out of a rut and out of a situation that you don't like, and you want it to happen fast, and you want it to happen now. If every single person in this group respected business in the same way they respect the traditional education model, every single person would be operating and doing things in a way that would, I would say, pretty much everyone with all the resources that you all have, you could probably get to mid 6 figures to 7 figures within 5 to 8 years. But you don't respect it. And because of that, here's what you do. You do a Facebook Live, and one person comes on, and instead of saying, wow, I just did a live on my phone, and one random person came on and gave me their attention, you say, well, it's not as big as SSPT Live, so this sucks. You don't respect it. When I started, I did 449 broadcasts on a platform that is not Facebook Live. And in my first 50 broadcasts, I did not have more than 10 people ever view it. The energy that I showed today was no different on those first broadcasts because I respect business and most people don't. The fact that one random guy named Calvin would listen to me in Georgia was an honor. Perspective, my friend. Most people don't have it.
I love the analogy of talking to people about PT school, because that's what with my current thing, it's been almost 6 years now, and that's what I keep saying to everybody. I'm in school. I'm still in school.
You want to know so funny? You want to know so funny? You said earlier most people don't have the money to invest. No one had the money to invest in PT school. Who, seriously, as you all listen to the live or this replay, how many of you paid for PT school in full before you started your first day? How many of you paid for the whole thing? Oh, you know what? I'm going to pay for it in full. Yeah. Let me pay for it in full. How many people did that? I would be shocked. Actually, if you could put that as a thing in the group, how many people did that? Yeah, because you respected traditional education.
Right.
You respected it. You didn't have the money, but you did it because you respect the status, the title, the feeling of being able to call yourself a doctor, whatever that is. You have massive respect for it. You just don't have respect for business. It's not that business is hard. It's just you don't respect it. That's it.
Right. I would agree completely. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that expect to learn business just willy-nilly. Like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to start. And I mean, unfortunately, I learned that way.
We all did.
I started out, that was how I learned. And then I started realizing that there's people out there that know this, that have done this. Perfect example. I have a software. I have to start marketing this software.
Right.
I don't know how to market a software, but you know what? There's tons of people out there that do, that have done it before, that have been down that road, have already hit all the pitfalls. And that's what really, really, really brought me to coaching, was the realization that I can make these mistakes myself, or I can have somebody else say, hey, look, watch out for this. You don't want to fall in there. Or I can fall in there and learn the hard way.
I mean, here's another thing too. Again, I just think if people aren't coachable, then they really shouldn't have any type of influence or dominion over anyone. They just shouldn't, because they're not coachable. So that's one aspect of it. But I also think as well is the fact that you just said, look, I saw that I could avoid pitfalls. Here's the deal. Let me be honest with you all. Like, Michael Jordan got coached by Phil Jackson. Did Michael Jordan not have any pitfalls after being coached by Phil Jackson? No. He still had pitfalls. Okay, Roger Federer has been coached by Ivan Lubitsch or this person or that person, whatever. Okay, all right. Has he like not lost any matches? Like there is this thought that if you get a coach, your coach is not good if you actually still have a failure. You're gonna have failures because it's called life. You have no freaking perspective.
Right. Your coach isn't God, they're a coach.
Yes. Okay, they're a coach. Okay, they're a coach. Like you have to practice. Like you have to rep it out. Like there's just, again, it's just lack of awareness and lack of respect for business. That's it. Right? Like you had teachers in PT school, and those teachers taught you, and you're not going back to those teachers when you don't get great outcomes with a patient that the outcomes were maybe beyond your control, or maybe you just weren't good enough at the time. Like you don't go back to your teacher like, oh my God, my teacher sucks. No, because you respect it. You respect it. So at the end of the day, sorry, I know that's the hard answer, and hopefully y'all still love me. If you don't, oh well. But that's really it. And if you understand that, then you're good. Respect business. Spend more. And I said to myself, like, how can I respect business? I said, where am I spending most of my time today? I'm spending most of my time learning business. Okay. I respect it. And because of that, I don't have all these false starts. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm 3 months in, it's not working, let me stop. See, that's stupid, because that's losing momentum. Where so many people, so many of these young entrepreneurs, they lose momentum all the time because they don't respect it. They stop. They don't keep on going. Their personal integrity is being crushed because they're gone for 3 months. And then all of a sudden, when something hurts, they come on back. Hey, what's up? I'm back. No, I'm not working with you. You're a freaking quitter. I'm not going to work with you. I'm going to trust you with myself. With me, you see me keep on going. I'm no smarter than you. I'm no better than you. I just respect it, and you don't.
Right. And I love that. The idea that, number one, you have to be relentless. You're gonna fail. You have to be relentless. And if you aren't, you're not gonna get the reward.
You shouldn't, and you should not.
No.
It's actually in the world's best interest that you don't win, because what's gonna happen when you're in my situation? Like what's gonna happen when that's your view? Like what are you gonna do then? Like what are you gonna do then? Like are you just gonna go and you're gonna chill out and just go and ride on? No. You see, it doesn't change for me, because see, I was there when there was nothing. So now when there's a whole lot, it doesn't matter. So it's actually in the world's best interest for people that are quitters not to get it.
Right. And they don't. That's how it works. The people that put in the time, the people that put in the work, are the people that get the reward.
Exactly.
The people that are relentless.
Right. That's it.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you wrap this up, because I don't want Mrs. Todd coming to Pennsylvania and laying the smack down on me, because I took up some of your date afternoon away.
It's all good.
But
I just want to thank you. No, man, I want to thank you for letting me share this time with you and your audience. And yeah, that's it, man. Be great, man. Just keep on grinding.
Same. And hey, you keep helping people, and we'll keep pushing over here.
Awesome.
Keep pushing over here, and keep growing together.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too.
Okay.
Hey,
later.
Have a great afternoon.
Yeah, man. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.